Hi, this is Cindy. Juan and I are here to talk about our initiative, which is Enhanced Kickoff Meetings. We were given this initiative in our LD8 meeting in December to answer the question, how do we improve delivery? And one thing that the team came up with after a few surveys and talking with a number of our colleagues is that we need to look at enhanced kickoff meetings. We want to, from the enhanced kickoff meetings, improve delivery by building a cohesive team, ensuring that the teams have shared values, that they're solution-oriented, that they identify risks amongst the teams, that we have that chance to come together and gel as a team so that we can start off in the right place.
Yes, and basically what we are going to do is, the idea is to develop a plan over the next few months, finishing by November, December this year. And as a starting point, we have thought on what is going to be the metric that we are going to use to define what is the current situation, what is a good kickoff meeting. Because if you start different groups, you will see that each one is doing that, is running that differently. So in order to select a metric, we have thought on using the customer satisfaction survey for the first survey that is run after the study is ongoing. That should cover the idea. So we have requested all of the surveys that have been run from May 12 to December 13. Of them, we are going to select the 25 with best scores and the 25 with lowest score, and we will then, with all of these, we will compare by a survey with the CPMs involved in those studies, how the kickoff were run. And we are not so focused on what was covered in the kickoff, but on how what does cover. And that is the way we want to move ahead.
Yeah. The other thing we're going to look at with this survey, we're looking at the top 25, bottom 25. We're going to see how that meshes with our QIP budgets. What have we budgeted in QIP? What do those QIPs look like for those kickoff meetings? And then what do we need to do moving forward? The sense would be that we would develop a matrix with some kind of complexity factor. Maybe it's the total budget of the project, number of countries, number of services, number of team members, some kind of matrix that can help us understand for this kind of project, maybe it's a 12-hour kickoff meeting. For this kind of project, maybe it's 6 hours, and maybe on this kind of project, it really is what we often see ourselves doing is teleconferences. The other thing to note that when we're looking at the QIP data is we identified that we're not consistent, not a big surprise, with our QIPing of kickoff meetings. Sometimes we saw it augmented on the client team meetings. Sometimes we saw the kickoff meetings embedded in internal meetings. In many cases, we didn't see any budget for kickoff meeting. So we do need to run that to ground and understand what we want to do moving forward with budget or no budget in the enhanced kickoff meeting concept.
And apart from that, we are also trying to get intelligence on how are the other groups, other CROs running into kickoff meetings. So we are trying to get external intelligence from CROs, and we are trying to get, because we are aware that some of the kickoff meetings are being run using an external facilitator. So we are trying to identify possible companies that are working as possible facilitators. We will see which is the advantage of using those facilitators, which is the cost, if it makes sense. As Cindy said, maybe it makes sense for some studies, but not for some of them. That's part of the work that we will be doing right now.
Yeah. And we are looking at wrapping this up by the holidays. So we want this done before the Thanksgiving holidays in the States, so mid-November. So working backwards on the timeline, the next couple months we will understand some of this research, refine the elements of the kickoff meetings using that matrix, get to some friendly teams testing out the concept, and that'll roll us into the fall with training, communication, and then implementation that October, November timeframe again to ensure that we can get this wrapped up before the holidays.
And all of that is done. We are talking continuously about we, and we are not two.
Yeah,
we are
right.
people, but kickoff involves all the different departments in Quintas. So we are setting up a team. We have, as part of the LDA, we have Karen and Irina that are so far representing the units, and we are also involving people from RSU, ISS, strategy, QLab, medical writers. So the idea is to get all the different understandings and different philosophies into kickoff. That's the only way to get it properly done in the next future.
That's right, excellent.
So that's where we are right now. For the time being, we have just a couple of questions for the leadership team.
Yeah, 2 questions, well, at least 2 questions. Does everything we say make sense and resonate with the initiatives and priorities that the leadership has? And secondly, we are concerned about the budget because we saw such a disparity, because we know how we budget sometimes and not budget sometimes, and the inconsistency. So in the cases moving forward, when we don't have a formal budget for these enhanced kickoff meetings, what's going to be our position with the project team and that dollar, and those dollars?
Thank you
Okay.
for.
Thank you for your attention.
Thanks.
Thank you.